everybody, and welcome to Attica High School, where the Attica Holiday Tournament is getting ready to tip off as we have a first-round matchup between Alexander and Perry on tap for you tonight. My name is Alex Brasky, alongside Nate Ryder of the Batavia Daily News, here to bring you through tonight's action. But before we do so, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Affordable Floor Covering. With 30 years' experience in the floor covering business, we have earned the respect of thousands of customers requiring only the best in goods and services. You and your family should expect and deserve this type of service. 4152 West Main Street, Batavia, New York. Also, we would like to thank Windy Brew. Join us for the holidays at Windy Brew, located in Strikersville, New York. 21 taps in the tap room, New York State's only custom brew center. Also, Bubba's Landscape. Winter is coming. Time for fall cleanup. We do it all from landscape to shoveling and salting. Set up your snow removal contract now for commercial and residential. We're now accepting applications for snowplow drivers, loader operators, and sidewalk shovelers. Bubba's Landscape, 585-768-6578. All right, so Nate, before we get started here, how about a few of your thoughts on tonight's matchup? We have a GR League team in Alexander going up against a Livingston Conference opponent in Perry. Perry has gotten off to a nice start this season, while Alexander's kind of been up and down. What are your thoughts on this game coming up?
Well, yeah, Perry's, they're a good team. Their only loss was to 5 points to Caledonia. And you're right, Alexander's been up and down. I think they're better than how they've played. You know, they beat Olympia, they beat Byron Burgeon, and they're coming off a loss to Attica, but they have some talented athletes. It's just kind of how the game flows for them.
All right, so here we go, getting underway. Perry with the first possession as Mitchell Hockey tried to lay it in, but a little bit long pass from Michael John Grover. Those are two of the names you'll hear on a regular basis tonight for Perry. There's Cam Lyons at the top of the key, over to Devin Dean. Dean had a huge game in Alexander's loss to Attica earlier this week. So be on the lookout for Dean, Bryce Davis, Ty Woods Jr., some of the names for Alexander. Fast-paced game in the early going here.
Yeah, these are two teams that aren't used to playing each other, so it's obviously a little sloppy coming out of the gate here. We'll see who settles in first.
There's Michael John Grover up top to Michael Hockey, who drives the lane, but he's fouled on the floor, so we'll have a out of bounds underneath for the Yellow Jackets. Perry being led by first-year head coach Anthony Macaluso, who comes from Batavia, the JV coach for the past several seasons, but moving up to the varsity level, he's gotten this team off to a good start, Nate.
Another along the lines of the...
Inside to Michael John Grover, breaks the seal, 2-0 Perry with 7:03 to go.
The Buddy Brasky tree keeps getting bigger, so those branches keep spreading out. You got Matt Shea at Pembroke, and now you got Macaluso here at Perry.
3-ball goes long. Rebounded by Alexander as Ty Woods Jr. pushes it up the floor. Inside to Bryce Davis, looking for room. Outside to Dean. Bang! Devin Dean with a corner three, and Alexander comes right back to take a 3-2 lead. Time ticking under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Alexander led by Coach Wayne Hanley. This is his second stint at Alexander. Came back after a prolonged absence. Took over for former head coach, I believe, Josh Bender. As Alexander fans wanted a foul there, a bit of contact on Woods Jr., but no call. Davis with the runner, and he's contacted once again on the floor.
I believe Alexander was a sectional semifinal team last year, but lost clearly their two best players in Chris McClintock and Ryan Davis.
Yes, Alexander falling to Red Jacket in that semifinal. I believe Alexander was the higher seed, but Red Jacket, just too much athleticism for Alexander to match up with last year. And you're right, they've had to replace two great athletes in Ryan Davis and Chris McClintock. 3-ball from Grover, and it's good. Perry back on top. 5-3 Yellow Jackets. Lions for 3 from the corner. Nothing but air there.
These kids like to shoot the 3 now, don't they?
Yes, that's the way the game is played now. As they say, analytics tell you it's much better to shoot a 3 rather than a mid-range jumper. If you're going to stray from the basket, you might as well go for 3 points as opposed to 2. So they say you should either take paint looks or 3-pointers.
I guess I was ahead of my time, Alex. Either that or just way too short.
Yeah, they used to call Nate White Hot. Nate White Hot Rider.
I wouldn't go that far. It was too small to get in the lane.
So here's Alexander. This has been a very fast-paced game, Nate. Two teams that can run, and you're seeing it here.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're still trying to feel each other out, but Perry's been a team that's liked to run for years, even though they've had a plethora of coaches over the last few years. I think Alexander will run when the game allows them to.
It's Macaluso taking over for Brian Ellsworth this season. 3-ball, short, rebounded by Dean. Alexander pushing. Carson Wright with a risky pass, and it's picked off by the Yellow Jackets.
I should have bet the over on the turnovers in this game.
So here's Hockey over to Grover. Grover looking for room. A little bit of a push-off. No call. Mitchell Hockey over to Michael Hockey. Hockey trying to find space. Goes off the glass, but a little too low on the glass there, Nate. Got to get it higher off that glass.
Yeah, but there was great defense there by Dean, I believe. And, there have been some turnovers, but let's not discount the defense. Both these teams are playing right now.
So Davis goes off the dribble, and looks like we got a hand check call. They've really emphasized the hand checks over the last couple of years, Nate. They're trying to increase scoring, and as a result of that, they're calling more of those hand checks, trying to allow offensive players to work.
Yeah, it's kind of like the game at both upper levels, college and NBA. It's the same thing.
Another turnover by the Trojans, but it's regained by Devin Dean, and he's unable to make it. But there's Ty Woods Jr. for the rebound putback, 5-5, under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And that's some of the athleticism that Woods is going to bring to this team. He's the most athletic kid on the floor, most likely.
3-ball, Mitchell Hockey. So the 3-pointer has definitely played a role in this game in the early going, as Nate alluded to. So we have a 3-point Perry lead. 3-ball from Grover off the back iron. Carson Wright looks to push, and Ty Woods Jr. is fouled by Grover. It's a good, dedicated group for the Yellow Jackets. Put in a lot of off-season work. They go to the off-season camps in the area, put time in on their own. Very dedicated basketball group in Perry.
It's been a proud program for a lot of years, back with legendary coach Dave Gillette for how long as he was there. And
3-ball, Dylan Bush, short. Looks like Alexander's just got to get their legs under them. They've been short on a couple of those, long on a couple of them. Got to find that groove offensively. Hockey has it now. Over to Grover up top. Grover driving, spinning. Travel.
I believe just a few years ago, Perry was in a number of sectional finals in a row. I want to say 3 in a row.
Yes, and I believe they lost all 3 now.
Yes, they did, but still, they got there. It's like your Buffalo Bills. Better to get there and lose than to never get there at all.
It's a low blow, Nate, low blow.
It's only the first one of the night.
So Woods Jr. looking for someone. He finds Wright back up top to Lyons. Alexander has not had the rhythm offensively. but they are doing a good job on defense limiting the Yellow Jackets. Close game here we have. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Great look
That was a great look there.
Caleb Carr with the easy lay-in. Great look from, I believe, Garrett McClure.
Yes, that was a nice cut by McClure. Little backdoor action.
So who made that pass, Nate? Because it was Carr who finished. Who made that pass? Was that number 2?
Oh, it was Carr who finished. I'm sorry on that. I'm not sure. I only saw the guy cutting. I did not see.
It was such a good pass. It kind of even caught me off guard. But nonetheless, a great pass there.
Oh, and Woods tries almost the same thing there to Carson Wright.
Yellow Jackets running the floor again, and another great pass. And one for Errol Chisholm.
Tell you what, this Perry team sure knows how to pass the ball, and it's not just one of them. It's all of them. They're unselfish. They go to the basket. They see their shots aren't falling, so they're trying something a little different here.
And I do want to say that was McClure on that nice pass, and then he followed it up with another one in the interior post there. Nice post passing there from McClure. Right with it now. Up top to Lyons. Carr on him. Dean for 3. Oh, rattles in and out. Rebounded by Chisholm.
Well, I got to
Florida hockey. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nate.
I got to tell you, this defense from Perry looks a lot similar to something your old man runs in Batavia. So, I mean, they're not letting these guys breathe for a second for Alexander's, to the point they have 5 points in the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Coach Macaluso has definitely done a very good job with short time to do it. But like I said, this is a committed group of kids that, from all accounts, have bought in, and you're seeing it on display here. Ball goes off the iron and out of bounds. Ball going to the Trojans. Good. So 14-5 here. 9-point lead for Perry. Alexander really in need of a bucket here. You might see him go 2 for 1 here, Nate.
Yeah, they haven't scored in quite a while. Actually, no, it wasn't that long because Woods had that putback, but they've been having trouble getting it to go. Some nice work there.
Ooh, nice pass from
That
Lyons.
should be a foul.
But I think it's like you said, the Yellow Jackets are doing such a good job defensively, not only not giving them room to work, but not fouling when they get inside. I think they're doing a nice job remaining straight up, and I don't think a lot of these are fouls, but as you saw, that one was called by the officials. That's a big free throw there, cuts it to an 8-point Perry lead. Two for 2 from Bush. So Alexander will get the ball back. They are in desperate need of a stop here. And then a bucket on the other end. Cut it to 5 at the half, but a great take from Hockey, but misses the backboard. Kicked out, 3-ball. Dennis Van Duzer.
That looked like a foul there. That wasn't called. They're kind of letting them. That's got to be.
Oh, and a huge bucket from Devin Dean. Count it. 19.6 to play. And Alexander is within that 5-point margin with a chance to cut it to 4, Nate.
Yeah, they didn't call the foul down here on Woods. They called it on that one, but that was a heck of a finish there. And nice little end of this quarter if they could hold them here.
Dean, a stud football player, has really come along this season. Like I said, a big game against Attica, and he's on his way to another one here tonight against Perry. So substitutions coming in for the Yellow Jackets, as you see Michael Hockey step on in, as well as Michael John Grover.
Let's see if they can hold them here for the last 15 seconds, and you got yourself a ball game.
Perry holding for the last shot. Under 10 to go. Hockey with it up top, looking for room to work. Back to Grover at the top of the key. Long 3. No good. So end of the first quarter, 4-point Perry lead. And we will take you back to our lovely sponsors, beginning with Windy Brew. Nate, I know you're a beer drinker. Windy Brew in Strikersville, 733 Route 20A, 585-805-4006. Don't forget the beer lover on your Christmas list. So, Nate, I think you might have a little Windy Brew, Western New York's first custom beer maker center, coming your way.
Hey, as long as if Santa knows me as well as he should, then yes.
Also, Nate, Bubba's Landscape. You know what? I've been shoveling for years, but I'm getting older. Might be time for me to give Bubba a call. They have all your plowing needs. They do it all. Set up your snow removal contract today, 768-6578. Residential and commercial plowing, that is. So if you have your business, feel free to give them a call as well. Also, they do shoveling and salting, Nate. And they're hiring for plowers, truck loaders, as well as shovelers. Also, Affordable Floor Covering. Affordable Floor Covering has been a loyal sponsor of ours, as well as Bubba's, dating back to football season. So make sure you stop down there for your affordable floor covering needs. 4152 West Main Street in Batavia, 345-1108. Nice look inside. Inside out to Bush, but that one goes off the back iron and out of bounds.
Alexander playing with a lot more energy these last couple of minutes here.
I'm impressed with Alexander. It looked like this game could have gotten away from them as Perry was building that lead close to double digits, but nice backdoor cut and a nice look from McClurg. Michael John Grover with the finish. This Perry team can really move the ball, Nate.
Yeah, they move the ball. They move without the ball. You know, you'll see them do everything. They'll run a ball screen. They'll go backdoor, and there's another turnover from Alexander.
Jay Morrison unable to come up with that catch.
There's that guy again, Devin Dean.
He plays like his hair's on fire, Nate. Davis with a good move and a good finish. Alexander back within 4.
Got the makings of a good one here.
Kick out to Hockey. Swings it up top to Carson DeVinny. Over to Michael Hockey, back out to Michael John Grover. Looks like a travel there. Hockey out to McClurg. Rattles in and out. Rebounded by who else?
There he is, Devin Dean.
So Morrison with it now, over to Davis, up top to Bush. Dean will shoot it from 3, but he decides to drive this time. Davis with another nice take and another nice finish. Head coach Wayne Hanley looking for him to kick it there, but he says, no, I'll do this myself.
I tell you what, he doesn't have the size and the athleticism of his brother, but, you know, Bryce he's a real similar style player. He's all hustle and, you know, he's really good around the basket.
Travel as Alexander has a chance to tie the game. And you're right, Nate. They are spitting images, not only with the way they play, they look alike. But one thing I think Bryce has, a little bit more aggression in the way that he plays. He's all over the court. He'll stick his nose in there at any time. And I think sometimes that comes with not having the size and athleticism that his brother Ryan has. You're forced to do other things.
I was just going to say that same thing.
Great backdoor cut from Bryce Davis there, and he's doing it all as Anthony Macaluso is forced to call a 30-second timeout, and the score is tied at 16. So Nate will take you through our sponsors one more time. Windy Brew. Join us for the holidays at Windy Brew, located in Strikersville, New York. 21 taps in the tap room. New York State's only custom brew center. Bubba's Landscape. Winter is coming. Actually, winter's here, Nate. This ad read is incorrect. Winter is here.
I don't think technically, though. I think technically it might be tomorrow or Saturday.
Maybe. But anyway, Bubba's does it all from landscaping to shoveling and salting. Set up your snow removal contract for commercial and residential today. Also, Affordable Floor Covering. Affordable Floor Covering in Batavia, 4152 West Main Street. With 30 years experience in the floor covering business, we have earned the respect of thousands of our customers. So out of the timeout, Perry looking to regain the lead. McClurg puts it on the floor. Looked like a travel, and it is. So not a great possession out of the timeout from Perry.
No, Perry is all sorts of out of whack right now. I don't know if it's something they're doing or it's the defense by Alexander, but whatever it is, it's a different team than it was the first 7 or so minutes of the game.
Dean trying to catch that inside, but unable to come up with it, and Perry is on the attack. McClurg over to Hockey. Chisholm with it now. Perry looking to end a brief drought here, but not on that possession as Dean comes up with the steal. Morrison with it now, back up top to Bush. And Nate, I think it is the defense of Alexander which has stepped up. They're switching, they're doing a nice job with their rotations. It's a 3-ball from Lyons, goes
Dean
right to
again.
Dean on the rebound.
Can't get it to finish. Can't finish it, though. Good hustle, though, on the rebound.
Here's Grover working up the court now. Grover, and a charge taken by Cam Lyons. Great defensive play to step in there and take the offensive foul.
Yeah, you're right. This defense has definitely stepped it up, and they're definitely switched how they were doing things off of one of those timeouts.
Coach Wayne Hanley making the adjustments. We'll see if head coach Anthony Macaluso can do the same. It's been a chess match thus far. 16-16 ball game midway through the second quarter. 3-ball from Morrison. It's good. And bad news for the Perry Yellow Jackets. Caleb Carr, their big man, is down under the basket, and he appears to be injured. Looked like a ankle roll, Nate. We hope that that's all it is.
Yeah, he's definitely in some pain, and yes. I'm not a doctor, so I only kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was more watching to see how wide open Morrison was there. There's no one within 10 feet of him.
But as we await the injury, Nate, this is Alexander's first lead of the ball game?
I believe
second
so.
Lead. No, I believe they took the either way. This is their first or second lead of the ball game. And the way they're playing right now, you have to think this is the time for Alexander to put some space. You're playing well. You have some rhythm on offense. Your defense is coming up with stop after stop. You have to put some distance between you and Perry when you get the chance before halftime.
Oh, especially for a team that struggled the way they have this year in some of their games. You know, I watched them against Oakfield. They got up to a huge lead early, and then the wheels fell off, and everything went with it. You know, if this team can go into halftime with a lead against a quality team like Perry, start build some little confidence here. They definitely have the athletes that can do it.
And they are tending to Carr's ankle. It's just the severity of the injury which is in question at this point, as Nate will go through our sponsors once more, beginning with Nate's favorite sponsor of the entire season, Windy Brew. Join us for the holidays at Windy Brew, located in Strikersville, New York. 21 taps in the tap room, New York State's only custom brew center. Also, Bubba's Landscape. Winter's here. Time to get rid of all that snow and muck outside in your driveway. We do it all from landscaping to shoveling and salting. Set up your snow removal contract now for commercial and residential. Also, affordable floor covering. Affordable floor covering in Batavia. With 30 years experience in the floor covering business, we have earned the respect of thousands of customers requiring only the best in goods and services. You and your family should expect and deserve this type of service. 4152 West Main Street in Batavia. As Carr is on his feet, hobbling with assistance from some of the Attica staff here on hand, along with the Perry staff, into a side room.
It was definitely an ankle. They were looking at his right ankle, and you never like to see a teammate go down, but especially for a team that, obviously, you look at their bench, they don't have much of a bench to begin with. So to lose another player, I mean, now they only got 2 guys on their bench, so they're working with 7 total guys for this game now.
And Carr is probably your biggest guy. He's your force inside. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Macaluso is forced to change up his offense maybe a little bit, although they have kind of relied on the 3-ball throughout the game.
This is where Alexander really needs to take control of the game, though, I would think.
Chisholm up top for 3. No good. And something I'd like to see Perry start doing, Nate, is getting some of these 3-point looks in rhythm, kind of stepping into it. Great move by Davis. He continues his fine play here in the second quarter. But Perry has not found much room to penetrate and pitch it out to their shooters. They've just been swinging it around the perimeter and taking standstill threes like you saw there from Hockey.
Yeah.
I think you need to start seeing some penetration, kickouts, stepping into these threes and kind of shooting them in rhythm rather than these standalone threes, as Bryce Davis is completely dominating this game.
I want to say it's an 11-0 run, and
by Bryce Davis.
Pretty much, yeah.
3-ball. Finally.
They needed that big. They needed that shot big.
Perry ends the bleeding. Carson DeVinny for 3. He can shoot it. He's one of their best shooters. I think you need to see him maybe take a couple more shots too.
I was going to say, I watched the Syracuse game last night, and as bad as they are, it's kind of hard to watch. But Joe Girard did exactly what you said last night for Syracuse. Beginning of the game, they're just passing around the perimeter, missing shots, and eventually he started going to the middle and kicking it out to these guys, and that's when things started to happen. So you're right. I think Perry needs to do something a little more along those lines.
Who else but Bryce Davis at the line for Alexander? Sinks the first. 5-point lead now for the Trojans. Time under 3 minutes to go in the first half. This has been a great game thus far. This time Davis is short. DeVinny with a nice strong rebound, able to save it. Cardinal sin underneath the opponent's basket, but Chisholm able to come up with it. So Hockey swinging it to McClurg. McClurg inside to Chisholm. Chisholm back to McClurg. Chisholm looking to drive now. Skip pass to DeVinny. No good, but that's what you like to see, Nate.
Yes.
Kind of some skip passes, kind of get into the middle, and you got to make something happen if you're Perry. You can't just rely on that 3-ball.
He had a good look, and he was just a little off on that one.
Vinny working it up the floor now. A nice pass inside to McClurg, off glass, but no good. I think McClurg should have gone right up with that. I don't think you needed the jump stop pump fake, go right up, draw the contact. He would have had a better chance.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done, but it also looks like Perry's trying to push the tempo a little more here now, so we'll see how that plays out in the final 2:08 of this half.
And this is what we saw in the first quarter, Nate. We saw Perry control the entire first quarter, but Alexander make a late run to take the lead going into the second. We'll see if Perry can do the same, maybe take a lead going into halftime. But that's not going to help as McClurg misses the second half of his 2 free throws as Davis looking to drive again. He loves that right wing area, Nate.
No, they keep
Feed the beast.
Yeah, I think they might have went one too many to the well there.
But boy, Bryce Davis loves driving to that short right wing, jump stopping and lifting up for that short jumper.
Now they're going to give him a little rest, but yeah, he likes that shot. And I mean, they all look good. I think he went to the well one too many times there.
And I think part of that substitution is you don't want to see him start to do too much. You want to see him stay within himself because that's what's allowed Alexander to take the lead in this game. So here's Hockey driving down the lane. A nice move from Hockey, but he's been able to get to the basket, Mitchell Hockey, but he's just been unable to finish on 3 of those so far. As there he is, Carson DeVinny knocking down a huge 3. And just like that, Nate, it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, Perry's fought right back. Kind of expected them to, but.
Great pass from Woods inside to Bush. A nice movement in there on the
fake
pivot
with the
foot.
left.
Great pass, great finish from Bush.
With the left, that was nice.
So 3-point lead for the Trojans. Kick out to Hockey, that's what you like to see, and there it is.
And now the 3 balls are starting to fall. They're doing a little little more with the ball before that shot, which is allowing these guys to get better looks.
That's what they were doing at the beginning of the game. Nice ball movement as Woods stops and pops, but no good. Rebounded by Perry. 40 seconds to go. Perry will look to go 2 for 1 here. DeVinny. Ooh, looked like he had a chance to shoot it, but instead he kicks it out. Swings over to Chisholm. Chisholm skip past to McClurg. Almost went wide, but a nice job grabbing that one. So that was Dennis Van Duzer up top to DeVinny. Just off to the left. Good hustle.
Good hustle. Fouled his shot. No one boxed out the shooter, Alex.
You see that a lot in high school basketball, Nate. Guy guarding the ball sees that shot go up and they think their job's over, but it's not. As a reach in there from Woods, that'll put Perry in the bonus. So that's going to send Hockey to the line with a chance to take the lead with 4 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, that wasn't a good foul by Ty Woods. It was, pretty much at half court. What's he going to do? Just let him see what he could do at half court with 4 seconds left. But he missed it anyway.
Hockey has just been off today. He's missed a couple of those looks inside, and you see him miss the free throw there. That's uncharacteristic for Mitchell Hockey. I'd expect a much better effort from him in the second half. But, Nate, what a great first half, 26-26 ball game. Alexander fights back from an early deficit, and then you see Perry come roaring back to end the half.
Yeah, we'll see, if Perry can withstand this with such a slim bench now. They only got 2 guys coming off the bench, but, they fought back there where it looked like Alexander was going to kind of push this one out a little bit, but, like you said, Perry could have run away with this early. Alexander had a shot to really push the lead up there in the second quarter, and after 16 minutes, we've gotten absolutely nowhere. So we'll see what the third quarter brings.
Whole new ball game in the second half. But before we take a quick break, Windy Brew is sponsoring this ball game, and we'd like to thank them for doing so. Join us for the holidays at Windy Brew, located in Strikersville, New York. 21 taps in the tap room, New York State's only custom brew center. Also, Bubba's Landscape. Winter is here. Set up your snow removal contract now for commercial and residential. Bubba's Landscape, 585-768-6578. Also, affordable floor covering in Batavia. With 30 years' experience in the floor covering business, we have earned the respect of thousands of customers requiring only the best in goods and services. You and your family should expect and deserve this type of service. 4152 West Main Street in Batavia. So, Nate, we're going to take a quick break as Caleb Carr is limping out of the locker room. It does not look good, but we hope it's just a sprained ankle. He is walking on it, Nate, so we hope it's just a sprained ankle. Maybe he can get back, if not in this game, which it doesn't appear he will, hopefully in the near future. So we're going to take a quick break, 9 minutes left in halftime. We'll be back with the second half of this tie game between Perry and Alexander. All right, welcome back here at Attica High School for the second half of a tie ball game between Alexander and Perry. Exciting first half, Nate. It featured an early lead from Perry, only for Alexander to come storming back, but Perry did a nice job evening things up as we head to the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a game of, kind of big chunks there. Perry got off to a great start and looked like they were in control, and then Alexander kind of chipped away a little bit and then made a huge run to come back and take a lead, and then Perry came back in the last couple of minutes and, kind of seized a little control back here, and we'll see which teams come out here in the third quarter. I think they pretty much know what each other's going to do now, so we'll see who adjusted more, or better, I should say, at halftime.
Big loss for the Yellow Jackets. Caleb Carr out with an injury, looked like a turned ankle. The junior big man for Perry will sit the rest of this game. So Perry, who's already relied heavily on the three, might have to rely on it a bit more. Michael John Grover in the corner. Up top to Carson DeVinny, who came on late in the first half, and he stays hot. Three-pointer for Perry. As DeVinny, I think with his third three ball of the game, he's really come along nicely and given them an injection of offense that was much needed. And conversely, Devin Dean, who was on fire at the beginning of this game, has really disappeared, and it's been Bryce Davis for the Trojans leading the way. Mitchell Hockey for three, just a bit short. Another foul by Ty Woods Jr.
I think that's 3 on Woods, and we haven't really said his name much at all, and that's kind of a problem for Alexander.
This Perry team matches up well with Woods. Their guards are well-sized, they can move, and that spells trouble for Woods.
Woods didn't play that well against Oakfield. He only had, 6 against Attica, and I think he's only had 2 tonight, so they're going to need a little more from him here. Once he gets back in the game, he's sitting with those 3 fouls.
Michael Hockey looking for room, puts his shoulder down and draws some contact. Davis on the foul, and Hockey will head to the line for 2 shots.
Kind of looks like the start of the game, doesn't it?
That it does. Perry likes to slow things down, I think, work it in the half court, and really rely on setting up that man-to-man defense in the half court, which they haven't been able to do because they haven't been able to knock down many shots as the game has gone on. But they do this time as Hockey knocks down both free throws, and they set up that defense, and they're going to try to make a run as they did at the start of the game, and that's going to help their chances. Already a 5-0 run to start the half, looking to make it 7 or 8. Michael Hockey for 3, and it's good. Perry with an 8-0 run to start the second half, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Perry ahead by 8.
Yeah, that's a little more what we expected out of Perry there. Kind of a questionable call down here on this end. It looked like it didn't look like too much of a foul to me. They haven't been calling it all game. They're not going to start now. And as he's laying on the floor, Perry takes advantage of a 5-on-4 down here. So it wasn't long ago Alexander was up by 5 in this game, and now they're already down by 8 here, just 1 minute and 11 seconds into the third quarter.
This has been a game of runs, as I believe Perry's largest lead of the game was 8. And they've brought it back to 8. But this Trojans team we've seen has been very capable of mounting their own kind of run. As Davis led the last one, and Devin Dean was hot for them in the early going. We'll see if they can rely on those two as this game progresses, now down near 10 points. Cam Lyons with it, skips it over to Devin Dean. Dean driving, puts it up. Offensive foul. Very weak call there from Alexander's perspective.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That definitely didn't look like he was set at all. It looked like he barely got touched. So I'm not sure. I disagree with that call.
Very weak call by the official, too. Didn't really put anything into it. And you have to give him that one, Nate. If you're going to give him that cheap one on the other end, you have to give him that one.
Yeah, that was a smart play trying to take that charge. You had to figure they were going to come back and help you out a little after a questionable call on the other end.
I'll tell you what, Dean is a very smart player. He proved as much in football, and he's proven as much on the hardwood as well. He sees the game well, knows what he's supposed to do, and really has been getting it done for the Trojans here tonight. As Morrison travels before he puts it on the floor, and that'll give it right back to Perry.
Alexander definitely struggling here offensively to start the second half.
Hockey looking to drive, kicks it out to DeVinny. That one goes off the back iron.
Only Green down there in the rebound. Looks like that might be something that Perry's trying to do here. Rather than crash the boards, get back on defense.
Lyons gets it tipped away, but regains. Morrison with a nice pass to Davis. And there he is, Nate. He can finish off balance in awkward positions better than I think anyone I've seen so far this year.
Like we said earlier, a lot like his brother used to do on the inside. Even though his brother had the size, he would have those kind of same finishes inside.
Vinny up top. Over to Michael John Grover. Grover.
Another nice rebound by Devin Dean there.
Here's Davis looking for that isolation from the free throw line. Bang! Dylan Bush with a huge three-pointer. And a quick 5-0 run from the Trojans brings them back within 3.
I want to say that might be his first bucket of the game, too, and they're going to want to get a little more out of him, especially with Ty Woods on the bench.
I believe Bush had a couple of free throws earlier.
Yes, he did.
That's all he's had today.
I believe I did say his first bucket.
Yes, you are right, Nate. I wasn't correcting you. I was simply informing. I was actually confirming what you said.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So here's McClurg with it now. Swing it over to Chisholm. Chisholm up top to Hockey. McClurg in the corner to the other Hockey.
That was a dangerous pass, and hey, look, it's Devin Dean. Guy does all the little stuff out there.
Devin Dean, the rebounding machine.
You got a nickname for everybody.
Bush for 3. Bang! Dylan Bush heating up here. Heat check.
Wow,
tie game.
Just like that, we're back tied again. This is one heck of a ball game. Looked like a travel there.
Nice take there from Michael Hockey. Big bucket from Perry.
Stem the tide, Alex.
That's the name of the game.
Whoa.
Nice backdoor cut from Bush. Fouled on the shot. So this Alexander team is interesting, Nate. We've seen 3 different players kind of assert their will on this game and really start to take over at certain moments.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, they have the talent on the team that can do it. Unfortunately for them tonight, it's one at a time, but better that than nothing. You'd like to see them all get involved at the same time and see what they could do. There's 7 straight for Bush, though.
Under 3.5 to go now in the third quarter. Inside to Hockey. Looked like a travel, but he kept his feet and finishes to give Perry a 3-point lead. Three ball from Carson Wright, but it's short. Saved by Jay Morrison. Goes right into the hands of Perry. They work it up the court, but Hockey unable to make the layup once again.
Yeah, it's tough when you miss those. Should be a gimme 2 points, especially at the varsity level.
Steal by McClurg.
Nice steal there, though. There's a nice finish.
I was a little late getting the camera around, but nonetheless, you saw McClurg with the finish there. 5-point lead now for Perry, who's picking up the defense. Kick out to Dean. Dean with an awkward 3. That one goes off the front of the rim, right into the hands
you definitely
of Mitchell
don't want to
Hockey.
see him.
Kicks it forward to McClurg, and McClurg with the finish. Timeout Trojans. 7-point lead for Perry now. 2:20 to go in the third quarter, and we'll take you through our sponsors once again. Beginning with Windy Brew, Western New York's first custom beer maker center. Don't forget the beer lover on your Christmas list. Gift cards in any denomination. 733 Route 28, Strikersville. That's Windy Brew. Also, Bubba's Landscaping. We have all your plowing needs. We'll do it all. Set up your snow removal contract today. Shoveling and salting, also available. Affordable floor covering. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. 0% financing, 4152 West Main Street in Batavia. So here we go, 7-point lead for Perry. Wright with a nice kick out to Morrison, who knocks it down. Great play out of the timeout from the Trojans. Great pass from Wright, and a nice finish on the three from Morrison. So every time you think Perry's going to pull away, Nate, the Trojans come right through with a huge bucket.
That looked like a walk on that one, too, but yeah, you're right. And I was wondering how long Ty Woods would stay on the bench. He's back in here. And it's kind of like what we said with Perry earlier. There was a couple of shots there from Alexander that weren't good shots, and that was a good one. Drove in the lane, found him wide open.
McClurg inside to Hockey. Kicks it out. Nice little tap pass to Michael John Grover. But he's unable to convert as Morrison has it. Kicks it up to Ty Woods Jr. Puts his shoulder down.
That's not a foul.
Offensive foul. Back to the Yellow Jackets.
Now Woods will have to go back to the bench.
You're right about that, Nate.
No, I'd have to see that one again, but from first glance, that did not look like a charge. He didn't look set. Woods was a little out of control.
It's a 4-point game here. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Lob pass to Chisholm. Nice ball movement here from the Yellow Jackets, but they settle things, and it's a kick out to Chisholm. Rebounded by Dean. We have a foul.
I don't know
on the
what
rebound.
that foul is. Whoa.
Foul on Morrison. And Alexander head coach Wayne Hanley not happy with that call. Not gonna lie, Nate, this official on Perry's side of the court, he's had a tough day.
Yeah, he is not having his best evening, I should say, because I definitely did not see a foul there.
Rejection from Devin Dean, the blocking machine. I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with this Trojans team's ability to respond at every turn. Bryce Davis with the rebound. Moves it up to Wright. Wright over to Morrison. Morrison, step up three, no good. Intentional foul called and a technical foul called.
Wow, what is...
So an intentional foul called on Chisholm, and Dean celebrating gets a technical, Nate.
Wow, he is not, that is not a technical foul. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's wow, I feel like I'm a broken record. I've said that a lot tonight, but there's been a number of questionable calls in this game, and that was one of them.
What happened on the intentional, Nate? Did he pull him? I believe he may have pulled him with his arm, maybe.
Yeah, I believe the initial foul was on Perry.
Yes, yes.
You know, the technical, I mean, Dean was just celebrating because he's an excitable kid. He got what he didn't like a call down here. He got a call down here.
Kind of did it in Chisholm's direction, which I think is what got him the technical.
Let the kids play. It wasn't anything wasn't anything nasty.
So the culprit on the technical will take the free throws for Alexander as Dean looks to knock him down. Makes the first. 3-point game now, Nate. Starting to get a little chippy here. 1 for 2.
I don't know if that was really chippy or not.
A little chippy, Nate. You get an intentional foul and a technical foul. I think you call that chippy.
I think that's kids just playing hard.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. Oh, and a fan has been ejected from the game.
Oh, we better watch what we say up here, Alex, or we might be next.
So the fan calling for the rule book, Nate, and the official, I think, had enough. And we have another ejection.
Wow, we got another one.
The gentleman in the red shirt.
That's 2. Let's see. Oh, there's one guy left down here with a hat on. We'll see if he makes it to trifecta or not.
I was just going to ask you, Nate, how the heck did he escape?
I don't know. There's a good chance he'll be next.
You might be next, Nate.
I know. We should stop talking.
Fans have been a little too vocal, I would say, in this game. So
a little vocal, yes,
maybe warranted there. As you have to wonder, Nate, head coach Rob Crowley running this tournament, what kind of control does he have on these fans here?
Probably none.
Just kidding around as we saw Coach Crowley walking behind us.
Let's get back to the game. Well, come on.
All right. Hockey with it, looking to drive, kicking it out, and we have a foul on the ground, and ball will be taken out underneath. So this game is starting to get interesting, as if it wasn't already.
This took a weird turn, and we shouldn't be talking about a referee for that long, so I think the fault lies on one person for that. So Alexander's going to hold for one shot here to close out the quarter.
3-point game, 32 seconds to play in the third quarter. Kind of a scrambled possession here for the Trojans as they try to hold for the last shot. And it's picked off by McClurg, who lays it in. And I was going to say this before. Now it seems like hindsight, Nate. It's tough to hold for the last shot with a full shot clock as Dean puts up a 3. Oh!
Wow, that was
big 3 from Devin Dean. Huge bucket from Devin Dean to end the third quarter, makes it a 2-point game. But Nate, as I was saying, sometimes with that much time on the clock, you don't call for the last shot because it's just tough to hold the ball for about 20, 25 seconds. It's just difficult to pass it around for that long, especially with an aggressive defense like Perry.
That knows exactly what you're trying to do. So, yeah, you don't give Perry 30 seconds to know you're just going to pass the ball around the perimeter. I want to give a big shout out to Rob Crowley and his crew here at Attica for hosting us tonight, and giving me a great bottle of water we got. But great job here. Rob and his guys will play Letchworth tomorrow night in the other semifinal match. But we want to thank Rob and everybody here at Attica for their hospitality.
And Nate, a quick little tidbit on Coach Crowley. As you see up here in Attica, the third all-time leading scorer in Blue Devils history is Coach Crowley.
Yeah, I joked with him a couple years ago when he got passed by Owen Thompson, and Wondering if he wanted Owen to take a few less shots, but Owen ended up with about 500 more points than him, so it didn't matter.
Turnover by the Trojans.
Should be a fun final 8 minutes here.
2-point game to start the fourth. McClurg driving, kicks it out to John Grover. Michael John Grover.
He's been off tonight. He has been off.
Nice rebound by Cam Lyons.
Looks like Ty Woods is going to check in. We'll see how long he lasts with those 4 fouls.
Dean for 3. This has been the Devin Dean game.
He is playing one heck of a game all around for Alexander.
And I say that, but he's coming off quite the game against Attica. 2 straight solid games. Oh, and a 3-ball from Mitchell Hockey. Those are his first points of the night, I believe.
Back and forth we go.
As it's now a 2-point lead once again for Perry. Morrison stops, pops, too long. Perry running the other way. Tipped into the backcourt, regained by Perry. Jacob Pope in for Alexander. It's his first minutes of the game. And we also see Mike Atkinson, who's played limited time tonight, but he's been on the floor a couple of times for Alexander.
I believe Pope was in for about a minute in the first half, Alex.
Okay, so Atkinson and Pope in for maybe the second time. Pope, not shy, takes the 3, but it's no good. Rebounded by Perry. Hockey wanted to shoot it, but instead he drives it. Nice move, but he can't finish. I'll tell you what, his moves at the basket, Nate, have been mighty impressive. He's just been unable to finish on those at the rim. Maybe just get a little bit stronger, and this Alexander team is strong inside, so it's tough for a slight guard like Hockey to finish at the rim sometimes when you're going up against such a strong interior team.
And Jacob Pope isn't the tallest kid in the world, but he is taller than everybody else out here. And like I said, he hasn't played that much tonight, so maybe just his presence out there made that shot a little more difficult.
Hockey, only a sophomore, so still time to kind of grow into what he's trying to accomplish there. But as I said before, Mitchell Hockey, part of this Perry team that puts in a ton of work in the offseason. They're very committed basketball players. They love to play. They love to get better, and it's got to be a joy for first-year head coach Anthony Macaluso.
Yeah, it's got to be great going into your first head coaching job and having a group of kids that has worked this hard, not just since practice started, but like you said, all spring, all summer, and even during fall sports.
We did see Perry kind of get crushed in the JV game, so maybe a little bit of work to do for Macaluso in terms of development at the lower levels, but you're right. At this varsity level, he's got quite the crew here. Jumper from Cam Lyons, no good, rebounded by Deviney.
That's about 3 shots in a row from Alexander that I really don't like. This guy's stepping into contested shots.
Grover stops, pops, off the back iron. Tried to rebound it, did Devin Dean, but Carson Deviney comes up with a nice hustle play. Deviney calling for it, puts it on the floors, pulls up, doesn't get the roll. Rebounded by Grover, reverse layup, and it's good. 4-point lead for Perry, 5:15 to go.
I don't think these kids are used to shooting from inside the 3-point arc.
Yeah, both teams have relied on that outside shot. As Dean puts it on the ground, driving to the basket, looked like a travel. They don't call it. Tipped out on Dean, and Perry will regain possession. 5 minutes on the dot in a 4-point game. So here's Grover with it. Looking to isolate, but instead he kicks it out to Hockey. Hockey out to Deviney. Rebounded by Woods Jr. Dean driving now. Euro step.
Jeez.
Nice move from Devin Dean.
You know, it's not the smoothest thing in the world sometimes, but He definitely can finish. Hey, and if you look over in the corner, you see Caleb Carr with his sneaker on.
Yes,
kind of stretching out that
retrieve
ankle.
that out of bounds right there. Would he try to give it a go here down the stretch, Nate?
Well, even if not, that's a good sign. Maybe he'll be back on Saturday for either the consolation or the championship game.
He might want to get back into this game.
Of course he does. He's a teenager.
Woods Jr. drives it, but a short pull-up jumper unable to find the bottom of the net, and it's a 2-point game, 4 minutes to play. Great finish on hand here from Attica High School. Hockey with it, driving, kicks it out to DeVinny. 3-ball. Carson DeVinny puts Perry up by 5.
Yeah, he's got that lefty stroke down tonight.
Nice pass inside to Davis. Looking for Ty Woods Jr., but it's tipped. But Woods Jr. able to corral it, and this time the short floater, little hanging jumper in the lane, able to fall.
Alexander hanging around.
Oh, and a nice defensive play from Jay Morrison, and now it's Davis working up the court. Nice jump stop. And a great putback. Woods Jr. cuts it to 1. 3:10 to go in this game. Alexander will not go away. And they have a chance to really put some added pressure on the Yellow Jackets.
And that's what Ty Woods can do. He hasn't played a great game tonight, but there's 2 quick buckets for him, and that's what he does. Uses his athleticism, gets inside, gets to the basket, gets those rebounds. So you would like to see him continue to do that. And it's 3 minutes left. He's got 1 foul left to go, so use that aggression.
As we'd like to remind you, we're going to be broadcasting all weekend long, as you see on the screen now. Alexander versus Perry tonight, Letchworth versus Attica tomorrow night, and the championship game of the Attica boys basketball tournament coming up on Saturday night. So make sure you tune in for that. I believe it'll be me and Nate Ryder here on Friday night, and then you'll have Chris Metcalf and Nate Ryder, I believe, maybe on Saturday. Although Nate's vacation, I know, is coming up around the corner, so we'll see. We'll see if we see Nate or not on Saturday. So here's Hockey bringing it up the court now. Ball, Carson DeVinny. Out of the timeout, just what Perry needed. Works their lead back to 4.
Yeah, they can't let that kid just keep getting open like that. He's too good of a shooter. Oh!
And we have a foul on the floor, Nate. Alexander wanted it on the shot.
Yeah, no continuation, apparently.
Rebounded by DeVinny. Hockey up top. Now McClurg with it, looking to drive. McClurg, is that a charge? No, a push. A push called on Cam Lyons. I think that's a good call, Nate. I think there was a bit of contact before the charge.
Honestly, I didn't see it. I just saw the charge, but I'm not going to disagree because I didn't see it at all.
Free throw no good. Back to Alexander.
Much ado about nothing.
Lions, no good. But out of bounds on Perry. Three ball from Dean off the front rim. Wow, Deviney has been a beast on the boards in this fourth quarter. He's really getting more and more aggressive on those defensive boards.
Yeah, he's gotten better and better at everything tonight as this game has gone on. Well, that's a bad turnover right there from Alexander.
Timeout called by Perry. 1:43 to play. It's now a 4-point game. This has really been a great game, Nate.
Yeah, quality game.
Let's hope we get another one tomorrow night between Letchworth and Attica.
And I'm sure we will. Letchworth has been surprising this year, coming off a few down seasons, and I believe they're 3-2. And you know, like we said earlier, Rob Crowley and Attica, he always puts together a quality team. I'm excited to see both of them for the first time this year. And you got to love this Attica gym where you have an upper deck. There's not many upper decks in high school basketball.
Absolutely. Great for us, too, for this broadcast.
Yeah, we could just come here and do every Attica game if we want.
Become the Attica Daily News. Here we go. Perry ball, 4-point game under 2 minutes to play. It's a big possession coming.
Yeah, not to sound obvious, but Alexander needs a stop here. And if I would have guessed, number 11 won't touch the ball if I'm Alexander. At least not with a chance to shoot.
McClurg finds Grover. Grover out to Deviney. Off the front iron.
He did get a good look. He was just a little off.
So here's Alexander with it now. Alexander trying to cut into a 4-point deficit. 1:15 to play. Corner three from Lions. No good, but there's Devin Dean.
That looked like he was pushed from behind.
And Alexander will retain possession.
Definitely looked like I saw a body push on by. I don't think Dean's finding his way under the basket on his own like that.
Inbound goes the Lions. Nice step back. Gets it to Davis. Pump fake. Nice move from Davis. He's been money from that short right wing. We have a timeout called by the Trojans. 55 seconds to go. We now have a 2-point game. And before this game ends, Nate, we want to make sure we get these sponsors in.
Especially my Windy Brew.
Yeah. Nate, big fan of the Windy Brew, which is Western New York's first custom beer maker center. Don't forget the beer lover on your Christmas list. Gift cards in any denomination are available. Happy holidays from Bubba's Landscape. We have all your plowing needs. We'll do it all. Set up your snow removal. We'll shovel for you. We'll salt it too. Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Also, affordable floor covering, 4152 West Main Street, Batavia. Our waterproof flooring loves pets. 0% financing is available. So under a minute to play in what's been a great ball game here at the Attica Boys Basketball Tournament. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Be right back here tomorrow and Saturday. So stay tuned. Big possession for Perry, a 2-point lead, looking to extend it.
Yeah, get it in that kid's hands right there.
Grover looking to drive now. Grover jump stop. Little scoop shot, gets his own rebound. Rejected by Bryce
there,
Davis.
But now they got
the
a
shot
foul.
Clock is off.
Got a foul.
And Alexander has to foul. So it's Jay Morrison on the foul. That will send Mitchell Hockey to the line. A huge rebound from Michael John Grover and the presence of mind to kick it out instead of going back up with it.
Yeah, once that ball hit the rim, the shot clock was off for the rest of the game, and it was good. But still 1-1 here, Alex. So
Hockey makes the first.
big free throw.
A sophomore in a high leverage situation here for the Yellow Jackets, looking to go to the finals of this early season tournament.
If he makes this one, Alexander's got to hurry. If not, go and try to. Oh, never mind. Got to hurry.
So 2 for 2. Alexander calls for the timeout. You have to believe that Coach Wayne Hanley will set up a play here for the three-pointer. Perry, a very good foul shooting team, and you really want to cut this game down to 1 here. So you'll have a chance to maybe foul, bring it back to a three-point game, and then maybe tie it on the ensuing possession.
Yeah, you see how quick the possession goes. 25 seconds, a long time. I'm not sure about the timeout situation, but if they have a timeout left, you get to the hoop, get it to 2, you call a timeout, set up a nice press, try to get a steal. A couple different ways you could do this.
I think the 2 approaches here are set up the 3 or get that quick.
Yeah,
2.
it would have to be really quick, especially in high school.
So we've had everything in this game, Nate. We've had comebacks, we've had 2 fans ejected, we've had a technical, we've had an intentional foul, we've had Caleb Carr get injured, which he seems to be much better right now, which is a great sign. Key player for the Yellow Jackets, but we've seen everything in this game, and it's coming down to the very end of 4-point game.
Now this is interesting for me. Ty Woods Jr. is on the bench at the moment, and Perry is going to press. So Perry's going to try to slow them down. Alexander's going to have to hurry.
Morrison looking to get to the rim, kicks it out to Davis. Pump fake inside, and 1. That's something that you can't have happen if you're Perry, Nate. You cannot foul either the jump shooter or on the layup. You cannot turn a 2-point play into a 3-point play. Now they had the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
A quick 2, and now they have a chance to turn it into 3.
See, now you go for a quick steal and see if you can steal the ball. If not, you foul.
Tons
but
of time.
First,
Tons of time.
Davis needs to make this free throw.
15 seconds to go. Free throw is good from Davis. It's a 1-point game. Alexander will press, and they get the steal, but a foul is called.
Oh.
A little reach in there from either
That might have been
Morrison or Dean. I think why you take Woods out of the game there, Nate,
because he's got the 4 fouls.
He's got the 4 fouls, and you know if you score like they did right there that you're going to press and try to get the steal, and you don't want that. Maybe you insert Woods into a final possession scenario where the foul doesn't mean anything.
Well, he's got 2 shots here, so.
Hockey converts.
Hale knocks it down again.
So 2-point game now, 58-56,
Either way,
13.6 to play.
Either way, Alexander's still with a shot. Wow, that was calm.
So Chisholm will check into the game along with Perry's Dennis Van Duzer. Maybe going offense, defense here, getting more quickness on the floor.
Now
are the Yellow Jackets. And as Nate said, we'll see if Perry will foul, but Alexander goes for the lob pass, and they're unable to come up with it. Hustle from Deviney, and he gets it. Oh, and it looked like the ball was going to go out of bounds there, Nate. But before it does, a foul on Bryce Davis will send Deviney to the line. 3-point game with a chance to kind of put the game away here.
Yeah, and that was Dylan Bush, the quarterback for the football team, throwing that. And that was not a good pass. I thought that was actually going to hit one of these, what are they, heaters?
Yeah, the little wind air ducts.
Air ducts or something. That thing was up there. So I don't think that's quite what they were looking for, but I think the press through that, I don't think they were expecting that press at all.
And I think he would have had Davis if he didn't get so much air on it. He needed to lead him a little bit more.
And Davis is now fouled out of the game, Alex.
Vinny makes the first. That's the big one, Nate. It's now a 2-possession game. 4-point lead for Perry. 10 seconds to go. And even bigger is the second one. It's now a 5-point game. Alexander has to go quickly. Morrison with it, trying to work his way up the floor. And he's fouled.
That's fine. They had one to
give. Not a bad foul. He's saying it, yes, 1 to give. So 1 to give. And that takes about 4 seconds off the clock. So now Perry will just have to D up. And Alexander has 6 seconds to put 5 points on the board. They get it in the backcourt to Dean. Dean pulls up awkwardly from 3, and it's no good. Time will expire, and that'll do it. Here from Attica High School, Perry with a 5-point win over Alexander in the first round of the Attica boys basketball tournament. Nate, it was a great game. We saw great play from both sides, but we also saw a lot of sloppy play from both sides. A lot to work on as the season goes on, but if that game is any sign, we're in for a great tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the sloppy play, I think a lot is, like I said, these teams aren't used to playing each other. You're going to see that, and, you got to think it's also getting close to Christmas break, and, and Alexander's kind of had that season where they show the signs of what they can do, but then they show the signs of why they're 2-6 now. But the talent's there, they can do it, and, give credit to Perry. They fought off everything Alexander gave them and, moved on to Saturday night.
So that'll do it from Attica High School. We'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'd like to thank our sponsors, Windy Brew, Bubba's Landscape, and Affordable Floor Covering for bringing you tonight's broadcast. Join us again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. when Attica will take on Letchworth, with the winner going on to face Perry in the finals of the Attica Boys Basketball Tournament. For Nate Ryder, my name's Alex Brasky for the Batavia Daily News, signing off here from Attica High School. We'll see you tomorrow.